I didn't want to talk about this, but I'll talk about it because I was scared, like scared shitless. I was like, you know, you sign on the dotted line, it's 200,000. It's like I had so much debt, and I'm borrowing 50,000. Get away, like you got to think outside the box sometimes. You have no experience. They're gonna take 50% loss on your education. Like you're gonna learn. So you know what? You go to them, you go, you know what? I'll do a 50-50 on the up. On the downside, any kind of loss, I'll take 100% of it.
I like that.
Remember this rap movie? Okay, 8 Mile.
Yeah.
All right. So Eminem, at the end, this last rap battle, he talks about all of his shit. That's what you want to do, people. You want to be able to talk about all the negatives first. Highlight your negatives, because that's what they're going to do. This is what you're going to say. These are all the problems. Bang, 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 bang. These are all the problems, right? And these are my solutions. Bang, 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 bang. You're going to tell the solutions right away.
We're back with Kasey Wong, and in today's video, he's going to explain his backstory, how he got into his first property, and he's going to explain to you how you should approach getting your first property in real estate investing as well. Really excited to bring you guys to this video. It's been really demanded from a lot of the commenters. Make sure you let us know what you want us to talk about with Kasey in future videos by commenting on this video. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and we'll dive into Kasey's advice for first-time real estate investors.
How to get started, right? How I started was this. When I was 27 years old, I wanted to buy one property, okay? And we looked at everything. We looked at condos to single family homes to duplex, triplex, and things like that. We actually analyzed 300 properties on paper, MLS, going through agents, stuff like that. We walked through 100 units, 100 single family homes or duplexes, triplexes. I walked in it. But the thing is that I had to go from here to here. And that's what I had to learn, right? Yeah, let's turn this page. It's getting really messy. But let's talk about sort of the down payment, okay? So this is gonna be your first property, right? So weird writing. We're so used to typing, right?
Yeah.
Your down payment. So you don't have this money. And you're gonna go to your parents, okay? Or somebody that you know that has the money. Listen, you're not asking for advice, okay? But you're gonna take that advice too, okay? I know what Ben Humble is saying, it's actually very true. He says about counsel, you're gonna ask people that have done it, counsel, and you ask people, you know, you're gonna ask your parents, and they're gonna give you advice that, hey, may not be like even relevant. I'll tell you about my advice from my parents, it's like what I did with it, right? But it's something that everybody will give you this advice, okay? But you're going to have to be able to present it in a way that it's acceptable to them, okay? So what I did with my down payment for my parents, okay? I needed 25% of the $197,500. How did I get it? So I went to my parents, path of least resistance, right? They know me, okay?
Yeah.
As a child, hey, am I really hardworking? Sometimes, sometimes not. Like all kids, right? Yeah. But that, let's say it was 50K as that down payment, right? Yep. How did I get that? I went to my dad and my mom and I got that. They did a LOC on their home and I got that 50,000. They paid 4%, I paid them 4%. I think that time their line of credit was at 3% and I paid them 4%. So that was my payment to them, okay? So they earned a percentage. There's no handouts. I was like, for me, it was like, there's no handouts. I'm gonna do it on my own, and I'm gonna pay that difference. Okay. So they're willing to do that. If your parents are willing to do that, or anybody else, that's great. Take the money, but pay them. Okay. So there's no free handout. It's not that much. Okay. Obviously, you're not going to do it now in Toronto, but you can do it outskirts. You're going to do in London. You're going to do it in Woodstock. You're going to do it in Sarnia.
Even like Brantford or Windsor.
All those places, it's doable. Okay. Don't ever think that it's not doable. That's your way of copping out. Now, what about a 50-50? Or a 70-30. Listen, you can do a 50-50 with I was gonna do, hey, 50K, I can borrow it. He makes a percent or whatever, but let's say your partner, it could be your partner, it could be your parent, it could be anybody else, 50%. And everything. upside, downside, everything, right? Cash flow, appreciation, debt pay down. It makes sense, right? I think a lot of people do 50-50. But dude, you have no experience, okay? No experience. Get away, like you gotta think outside the box sometimes. You have no experience. They're gonna take 50% loss on your education, like you're gonna learn. So you know what, you go to them, you go, you know what, I'll do a 50-50 on the up. On the downside, any kind of loss. On the downside, loss. I'll take 100% of it.
I like that.
All right? Listen, I have no experience. I know you can swim because I tapped you on the feet and you woke up in the morning. That's fine, that's cool, okay? You have good work ethics. Given the 100% downside loss that you're gonna take, okay? You're not gonna give them any kind of loss. That puts the onus on you to work, right? All right? So this is crucial. I'm not learning on your mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
Make sense? So you can give that to them. Hey, 70-30%. This could be on everything. Everything. Or you can switch it around. 70% on the up for them, right? And on the down, okay, so you get this. This is your investor, and that's you, okay, whatever.
Yep.
You guys get the idea. On the loss side, you take 70% of the loss. And they take only 30% of the loss. Look, you can break it down any way you want.
Yeah, I think the key is creativity, right? Way too often people don't realize that you can structure it almost however you want. It's just a matter of making sure it aligns with both your interest and the investors.
Exactly. So gauge your interest. Listen, my parents picked this. I didn't even give them any option. I said, Mom, Dad, can I borrow 50,000, right? I was getting married the next year, or that, I was getting married in 2003. For Chinese families, like the guy has to pay everything, okay? So I had to pay everything. It was like 30 or 40,000. I think it was around 30K. I had to pay everything, all right? I had to pay for the ring and everything, right? So it was like 40,000. So I had to pay all that and had to get this house, okay? How to get the 50,000. So it depends on where you're coming from. So think about where it is. So listen, my mom, okay? So let's stop it here. Okay, so my mom, her advice was this. This is a little bit after buying a few more properties. So what I did was I did Barrie, like rent to owns in Barrie, and a 10-plex and in Kitchener. And my mom's advice was this: you have a whole bunch of pots. Okay, these are pots, okay? And you only have 2 lids. Here's a 2. That doesn't look like a lid, but you know what you're getting at, right? Whatever, a cross section of a lid, whatever. You only have 2 lids. Like how are you making it work? So this covers this, and then this one covers this, and now you're one short, right? It's like you have boiling pots, but you have to be able to cover it. So you're juggling, or you maybe have 10 properties, and you'll have 9 lids. So what do you do, right? And my mom, like, I understand my mom's thinking is that she's thinking that each property will help finance the next and the next. So number 1 helps finance number 2 with number 3, and so on and so forth. But listen, my mom doesn't understand this, but I'm gonna take that advice and say, I'm gonna have to answer her questions, right?
Yeah.
Because she's the one with the money.
Yeah.
Right? Mommy and daddy has the money. So you actually have to explain to them, okay, no. Listen, each property financially makes sense. Okay? 1 covers 1, 2 covers 2, 3 covers 3, and so on and so forth. It is not 1 covers 2, 2 covers 3. It doesn't work that way. The banks won't finance you with a 30-plex and saying that, no, I bought another 10-plex 10 years ago and it's helping you fund this. No, they're looking at the viability of each and every project, okay? So know this, they are the ones with the money. You have to explain to them. They're the path of least resistance. They're gonna, hey, help little Kasey out or little Matt out. They're your son, daughter. They'll help you guys out. But you have to know how to explain to them. They have questions, but you have to be able to answer those questions and be able to solve, problems that's in their head. I'm not necessarily asking them for counsel, but I'm asking them for money. Okay? So those are the people that you want to be on your side. Okay? Yeah. There could be other things about financing. There could be about property management. You have no experience, but you got to lay it out. What this means is that one issue is always going to be plumbing, okay? It's like plumbers, like why always these night calls? I like property management, but you have to understand there's always plumbing issues at night. Why is that? Because, dude, it's like the tenants are home at night and on the weekends, right? They're not home Monday to Fridays, hopefully 9 to 5, you know, sitting on, you know, watching TV and saying, oh, my tap is leaking, my P-trap is leaking, and so on and so forth. It's gonna be at night at the 8 o'clock. Your plummet, your toilet is overflowing, backing up. It's gonna be during your dinner time, during you're at an event, you're at a wedding, your child's being born. You better have a good plumber, okay? You're gonna tell your parents this, is that, hey, these are the things that's gonna happen, okay? And these are my plumbers. I already sourced them out. These are my 3 plumbers. How much do they charge? This is the cost. It's $50 an hour, $75. Their night calls will be $75 per hour, $100 to start, things like that. So you already know that, okay? So it keeps them, you know, they have that comfort level. So you've done your homework, okay? You don't own any property, but you know how to handle the problems. The electrician is there. Actually, one of the student housing, that 51 unit, there was aluminum wiring. I don't have to rip them all out. I called some electrician and say, hey, what do you do? Oxy-coat it, okay? Pigtail it and do an oxy-coat. That's what you do with aluminum wire. So you have to know. If you don't know, like if you don't have that knowledge, that experience, you're gonna ask people first. Right? That's your networking. You're gonna be asking, you're gonna go to these meetups. What do you do with this? How do you solve this problem? Plumbers to electricians. So you're gonna go to your mom and your dad. You're gonna say, hey, I've analyzed 300 properties. I went through 100. I know this is your concern, but you're gonna go to the next person and say, hey, let's just say this is your aunt or this is your grandparents. They want to invest with you. You're gonna tell them this before, okay, they even bring it up, okay? Remember that's this rap movie, okay, 8 Mile, all right? So Eminem, at the end, this last rap battle, he talks about...
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video, but just want to announce myself and Ben, we've extended the survey competition we're doing, so we're doing a round 2 for you guys. And in this, all you need to do is fill out that survey. You're going to get access to a ton of footage. You'll get the opportunity to win a chance to meet up with Ben one-on-one and a lot more. Ben and I have something to announce that we're really excited about.
We're getting married.
Better. We're actually going to be starting a company, Cashflow Tribe. And so I'm really excited about this. It really combines a lot of our passions and a lot of our focus together. And so this is going to be a real estate business. It's going to be education oriented. And we need to know exactly what to make this business for you guys, for the audience. So here's the deal. We're going to put together a survey. We want to pick your brain and understand exactly what's holding you back from jumping in or leveling up as a real estate investor. And as part of this trade for filling out the survey, I'm going to give everyone that fills out the survey access to OREC 2019 footage. There's literally like 20 hours plus of amazing content from OREC 2019. But in addition, we're going to pick one lucky survey participant, and we're going to give away 2 free OREC tickets, as well as a one-on-one with both of us. So you'll get to sit down with us. Maybe Ben will even bring out the Lambo for you guys, and you can pick our brains on anything you want to talk about. And you should have a lot of questions for this guy that's already done 181 deals, over $21 million in non-bank financing, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg.
We need your help, guys, please. For us to really understand what's better for you, we need you to fill out the survey and tell us how we can help you. We're going to have off-market deals, tons of training and support. We're combining our 2 worlds to give you a lot of value. So please help us, and trips and the excursions and fun things are a nice bonus, but truly help us understand what you need so we can help deliver it in a massive way. Let's do it together.
Absolutely. Link in the video description down below. It's just going to take a couple minutes. Jump over, do it. We'll give you free access to the course, and we look forward to hearing what's holding you guys back.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Hey, one more thing. I'm also going to do a Lambo lunch one-on-one with whoever the winner is here today. We'll get a chance to sit down, drive the Lambo, have a bite, talk life, business, personal development, and I want to do that with you. So let's do it. Let's stay humble. Let's get it.
Remember that's this rap movie, okay, 8 Mile, all right? So Eminem, at the end, this last rap battle, he talks about all of his shit, okay? And then he goes, yo, dude, here, he throws the mic at the guy or something, to the fact that, okay, well, tell him something I don't know, okay? You go tell the audience something about me that I haven't said already. Bang. That's what you want to do, people. You want to be able to talk about all the negatives first.
Yeah.
Okay? Highlight your negatives, because that's what they're going to do. Your uncle or your aunt is like, oh my goodness, real estate is a terrible investment. I lost money and that's the worst thing. And this is what you're going to say. These are all the problems. Bang, 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 bang. These are all the problems, right? These are all the problems, and these are my solutions. Bang, 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 bang. You're going to tell the solutions right away. Make sense? You're going to tell them, just like the rap battle of financing, property management, plumbing, the electrical. You're going to highlight that. I don't have experience, but hey, I woke up 6 o'clock in the morning to go swimming, okay? Because that's for me to do. I'm going to handle the property management because I've learned it, okay? Because of my experience from my hard work, being a CA, I can know the finances. I know how to multitask. I know all that. So you're going to tell these people first of all the problems and how you're going to solve it, because you rather talk first, tell them how to solve it before they point the finger. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? That shows that, hey, you're on top of these things, right? So it's crucial. You learn a lot from rap videos and rap movies, okay? So that's one little tidbit for you guys.
So Kasey, I know one of the first things people are going to talk about is like, I don't have a rich mom, or like my parents say no to me. Yeah. So I'd love to just kind of explore further how it's really important that if we want to become successful real estate investors, that we don't accept that first no, you know, and that we constantly are looking to solve problems. Another thought that came to mind was when you're talking about like electrical wiring. I've literally heard people say like, oh, this house is unbuyable, it's got aluminum wiring. And I'm like, no, like there's solutions here. It's so strange how often people just want to find that first roadblock and then be like, well, at least I tried.
Yeah. So the thing is that, like, you have that roadblock, but everything can be solved, okay?
Yes.
So even my dad, like, we were having dim sum one time. This is my first property. I remember him saying, one thing is that, because I was scared shitless. I was like, you know, you sign on the dotted line, it's 200,000. He's like, I had so much debt, and I'm borrowing 50,000, and it's like, and then he goes, one thing is that really just calmed me. He goes, this is real estate. Okay, it can't run away, even if it burns down. He didn't say all this stuff, right? But now I know it's like, even if it burns down, you have insurance. Sometimes you overinsure things, but don't let these roadblocks set you back, right? There's always going to be roadblocks, right? Just like riding your bike.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to set your goal far, right? Because you have to steer, you have to glide, you have to be able. You can't be looking like this, right? Like, you can't be saying, oh my goodness, there's a crack in the sidewalk, a crack in the road, right? Or there's a tree there. You got to actually set yourself far, and that's how you ride straight. Just like a tractor, okay? When you're farming, right, your lines are very straight. It's because somebody looked really far and pegged themselves with something like that tree and that rock, and now your trajectory is going to be straight, okay? But yeah, it's like there's gonna be roadblocks. When you're saying back, like there's gonna be aluminum wiring. It's gonna be this plumbing issue. Sewer lines aren't good. Everything is solvable. Okay, I remember you saying this. It's this. Everything is less than $5,000 in a house. Seriously, it's around that $5,000. Like you throw $5,000 at it, and you solved it. Right? You solve that problem. Okay, and you ask people, like you ask the electricians. You go online, you can find, you know. Before you firm up, you say, hey, like I want to get my electrician in there. I want to see the right cost, right? And you line up your 3 or 4 contractors, electricians, and you take a look at the problem, right? You negotiate with the price. Sometimes maybe it's a really good deal. Like my Arlington property in St. Catharines. You know what? Yeah, the roof wasn't the best, but the previous owner put in an $80,000 roof. Although it went like this in most areas, right? But it's not to the point where I'm going to walk away from that deal, right? So the upside was even better because I have a piece of land that I can build, right? Small problems, again. So the small problems is that, yeah, the roof isn't good, but I'm not going to walk away from it. Maybe the boiler's shot. The boiler's old. I manage, maybe it has 2 to 5 years left, but I'm going to, you know, take care of it, get the mechanical contractors in there and service it and make sure it lasts those 5 years, right? So don't ever let these small things get you off track of what your goals.
I love that. And so let's circle back to the money a bit. So one of the things we didn't really touch upon that I think is important, and I'd love to hear your perspective, is making it clear to potential money partners what the exit plan is or how they're going to get back their money. So when you originally borrowed that $50K, like, did you explain to your parents how they were going to get their money back? Yeah. What did that look like?
So you outlined it at the get-go. It's going to be a five-year term. Just write it down for them, okay? As long as they know exactly what's happening. Put them on a pre-authorized this payment. You're paying them at 4%. They're borrowing at 3%. You make sure that it comes automatically out of your bank account, and then the 5-year term, you pay it all off. You refinance it after 5. Let's say you have a 5-year commitment with your parents. Then you do your first your loan to a 5-year term, okay? And then refinance it and get back the $50,000, right? So write this out. They should know exactly what you're doing, and this shows your experience. Like, what you're going to be doing is, this is what I'm doing, or I'm doing the 50-50 with the downside risk, and I'm going to take all that, right? They get the 50% upside. Anything that's lost, I'll take care of that, okay? Because you have no experience, all right? Yeah. But imagine this: you giving them, your parents or whoever's going to be partnering up with. Imagine giving 50%, okay? And after 5 years or 10 years, you give them a nice bit of income or that capital appreciation, and you say, here's 200,000 or whatever it goes up to, because it will go up substantially over the next, 5 or 10 years, especially in our area in Ontario. So think about that. Once they get their money, they're actually going to recycle it. Okay?
Yeah.
Then they're going to tell their relatives. They're going to start talking, because my son is so mad. He's so tall and so handsome and so smart. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm going to give him more money, right? So expect that. And then you're going to start snowballing it, right? So listen, this is not, like, it's not written in stone that you have to do this. Yeah. It can be anything like similar to this, or you got to think of how to negotiate, right? Or how these terms and how this money would help you, right?
And I think it's also really important, like you said, don't get hung up on like how much you're getting out of the first deal, because to me, the first deal is how you're going to prove your track record, how you're going to get that experience. You can always change the terms on the second or third deal, and all of a sudden you start keeping more of the deal or more of the profit, or now you start really sharing the upside and the downside with your partner, because you've established you have a track record, you now have some experience. And I think it's also really important on your first deal to take a lot of like photos and really document it really well. I'm sure it maybe wasn't top of mind for you when you first started investing. I know it wasn't for me, but with hindsight, it's one of the biggest opportunities I think a lot of novice investors overlook now, is just documenting the process. You don't even have to tell the world, you don't have to share it with anyone, you can just keep it in a vault. But then when it's time to talk to your money partners for deal number 2, you can bring it out of the vault and show them like, hey, like, I've dealt with crappy properties before. In fact, like, look, this place had bed bugs or it had roaches, just like this property I'm trying to buy now, but I solved it once, I can solve it the second time.
That's right. The experience is so important. Getting that first property is crucial, and you will give away a little too much at the beginning, right? But your foot is in the door now, right? And they're actually learning from your mistakes. So your partners, like your parents or whomever, they're learning from your experience. And you know what? You may lose some of the money, right? That's fine. That's your money. You still have a job, okay? Pay that back. Like, you know what? It's okay. All right?
Yeah.
So going on to this, like, we're talking about down payment, getting the money. You want to scale, okay? Getting that, the bigger properties will actually get you out of that rat race, okay? I didn't want to talk about this, but I'll talk about it. I met one flipper one time. This is probably about 4 or 5, actually no, it was quite some time, probably 8 or 9 years ago. And we're just talking at this meetup, and then he goes, he does flipping, and I do buy and holds. And then he kind of laughed at me and goes, so what do you do? It's like, you buy and hold, like, what do you make at the end of the month? Like $58? I was like kind of taken back, right? I was like, okay, so, but I was taken back, but he's right, okay? It's hard single family homes, it is around $58 or whatever he said. He's a prominent flipper, and he laughed at me. I was like, I felt, it's like, like, wow, it's like, I felt, angry, okay?
Yeah.
But the thing is that he didn't know that what I was doing was multifamily. So the multifamily, that 10-plex, was earning, quite a bit of money, anywhere from about $2,000 to $4,000 a month, okay? So although he's a flipper, he does quite well, he still has to flip, right? He was the one that was doing it. He was the one that was going out there and managing his trades, and he was doing some of the work. But you know what? It's like he's doing well, and you know what? I give it to him. It's like these flippers it's hard work, and getting that 80, 90,000 or whatever he gets out of it, I commend him for it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say his name, but like, you know what? Doing the passive, like doing the multifamily, over time, it does take about 3 to 5 years to stabilize a building, and you will reap the benefits of that.
Yeah, it's much more slow and steady with the large multifamily or investing in multifamily, but at the same time, flipping is a much more active type of income, right? I'm starting to really realize that there's a huge spectrum of what passive income or real estate income can look like, and on the much more active side is things like flipping real estate, doing that sort of thing. In the middle is kind of like multifamily, buy and hold, and then probably on the most passive is being the lender or being the bank.
That's right. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Agree.
All right, guys, I've got Kasey Wong here again. We're in his office in Toronto, and we're going to talk about analyzing apartment buildings, multifamilies, and kind of even breaking down some of the numbers you guys need to be aware of when it comes to getting into multifamily deals like Kasey Wong does.
Right? Then you'll know that's your projection. Year one, exactly, it's not 500, it's maybe maybe it's 200. Okay, you overprojected, now you have a surplus, right? So you're gonna know from a property management standpoint what you're doing on year over year. So that's your repair and maintenance costs.
Did you guys like that? Smash the like button if you did. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And thanks again to Kasey Wong for taking the time to share his opinion and his advice for first-time real estate investors. Are you guys looking to break into the real estate investing game? Then you need to check out Cashflow Tribe Canada. We'll throw a link in the video description down below, or find us on Facebook, but we're constantly releasing just exclusive content to the Cashflow Tribe Canada group as well. So make sure you check it out.